Okay, so now, for real, let's do this. You guys know this is technically the 1001 run. But we're gonna call this the 1000th run because we stopped the other one due to a training error. So I'm holding down, and I'm holding left, and once I hit this wall, hit up left, and I let go of up left, move straight into that door. And that's how you want to line up your movement. You never want to be moving diagonally unless you have to. Here, I'm doing the shot glitch, and I'm buying an herb, antidote, and alarm flute. I like buying 2 herbs, but an antidote will save your run, and you will reset way less often. Once you get here, you just stop and charge, walk forward, kill that guy, kill this guy, and once you get right here, you just hold up and left, line up with those rocks, and you can kill these tigers. So the shot glitch is when you are hovering over an item, and then you use the D-pad to move to another item, either to the left or the right, even if you wrap around, and you press A quickly. If you have the right timing, you'll buy the item you land on for the previous item's price. So I bought the alarm flute for 30, I bought the antidote for 30, and I bought the medical herb for 30. Since that guy gives you 100 gold, that is more than enough to do everything. Here, I press right, hold down, and then right when the screen transitions. You always want to hold whenever you can to move through the menu. Yeah, we steal from shop owners, but we're also saving the world, so I think it's even. So here, you want to just kind of stop and charge. The reason you're charging here is you want to kill a slime on the bridge down here. He's hiding under the HUD. You just kind of walk here and let go, and unless he moves out of the way, you kill him. So here, I'm letting go of the B button when the screen is black. So you enter here for the last time when you have 21 experience, but we're going to go ahead and kill him 3 extra times. And this is just a crazy safety. You don't have to do this, but there's a very strong possibility of despawns in the Wind Cave. And this is all about just getting you sub-hour and getting it safely. So once you get in here, you're going to want to kill these slimes. You shouldn't be taking damage from these slimes. If you find you are, pin them against the wall. They're almost always going to be in the same space, and they always move at the same time. So I took a little bit of damage from those slimes, but I'm not too worried, but I don't want to take damage here, so I'm going to stop moving right in front of the enemy, like that. Unless they're pinned up against the wall, I'm just stop, start, stop, start, stop, start, stop, start. And I slide against the wall here, trying to get free bat kills because it can give you a little bit extra experience. That golem up there can potentially give you faster experience. We're not going to do it, and I'm just going to pin these guys here because we already used our medical herb. We want to avoid so we're 1 experience down because we missed a bat. But it doesn't really matter because we can just enter and leave. And if you're ever looking at this, you're like, oh, I could do this cave way better than that. That's great. Do so. For this guy, just don't move very quickly. Wait for where he's going to be. Charge when he's dead. Now, he didn't have any bats there, but normally he's going to throw 2 bats. They just despawn if they go up the top. if the bats appear, just stand still and try to kill the bats. Oops. There. So here, I'm going to buy another herb. Now you're going to want to buy 6 warp boots. And you're going to get it for free from this empty one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If I do it slow, I can't do it. So once you have those, we're going to start killing these boars. If these boars give you trouble, just skip them. But you should be able to kill them without too much issue. Get this. And you want rabbit boots, onyx, and now here, jump, walk, jump. And that is a really fast way of doing this. So you just kind of want to dodge him, jump so you don't take damage. Line up with these trees here. And now once you're here, you jump to the top right. And this trigger pop-up thing that shows up, to stop that from appearing, you press B. And now you're just going to press start and then B. So once your head is completely gone, then you can just press start and it's done. And now you're going to walk in these little smiley faces here. And we are going to get a trigger for Nadare's Inn. Now if you happen to take a ton of damage, just an absolute ton of damage, you can actually use the inn here. But we didn't, we're fine. We're going to work back to Bryn Mawr. And we're just going to menu, and that activates our opal statue. Because we had equipped it previously, but we have to open up the menu and then close it again to tell the game, hey, we have it equipped. Now we're going to kill those same 3 boars again. You'll notice that if I don't feel comfortable walking forward, I just don't do it. I just stop moving and I mash B until he walks into me. So these guys like to throw axes. If you get hit, then feel free to just dodge them. So we want to not get hit by that bug. We use refresh, have the gas mask equipped, and we're about to do the warp boots glitch. Or not yet. But we're going to do a warp boots glitch once we get back to Oak. We're just going to go here and equip our warp boots again. And once we get into combat, we warp to Leaf and only Leaf. We get telepathy. So we're going to equip our warp boots. And I'm actually going to use the inn here. Very cheap, so you'll have the money. This fills up all of my health and mana. Now I can go back to Oak. And once you see kind of that silhouette, like it's no longer a spark, he starts to appear, you press the reset button on your console and then select continue, and you'll start there, and you keep your warp boots, but you also have it still equipped. So you want to go down to the bottom here so you don't get hit by those spores. Talk to him. Go back to Oak. We're going to do the same trick. And that skips the cutscene, so this saves a ton of time. Now we have the Sword of Fire. And we're going to warp back to Bryn Mawr. And equip our Sword of Fire. And now here, we want to kill these guys a lot. So our goal is to not get hit hardly at all. And I'm always walking to the same place, so look at the locations where I'm walking. So here, I just move to the side. Now I'm lining up here so I can kill him, and I line up with this grass, and I move down. And once you get to level 4, this speeds up quite a bit. And remember, we have refresh equipped, and you always want to kind of top off your health. So I'm moving up to here, and the reason why is that the HUD is actually active territory. So if this mushroom is on screen, like its spawn slot, then he won't spawn. And the HUD covers it up so you think he's not, but he actually is for a significant portion of the time when you're walking here. So he actually has very little time to spawn if you're just moving up and down. We don't want him to despawn. And this first part is the hardest part in the game to get through. Now notice we've used no armor. You can get armor from Bryn Mawr if you want, but I do not suggest it, because I don't think you'll really need it. So we're getting hurt here, and those boars that are appearing up the top, you can kill them for some experience, and it is faster to do so, but they can be pretty dangerous, so I don't suggest killing all of them. Just kind of kill them if they're free, like that. Like, they lined up perfectly for me. So we are almost leveled up here. We got it, and now we're going to go on and I like to wiggle a little bit here. But we're actually going to do something kind of crazy. We're going to save and reset after doing the orb glitch. And so this gives you a built-in safety here. We're going to pin this guy against the wall, and we're going to do that with all of these zombies if possible. So you see I got hit because I was moving forward there, so now I'm going to focus on pinning him against the wall. And instead of pushing them forward, I'm going to walk forward and stop and let them walk into me. So the moment they're walking towards me, I'm now just stutter stepping like that. I'm not holding forward to run into them, because we just don't want to take damage. We don't care about going super fast. We just want sub-hour. This is the thing we want. I'm just stopping whenever I feel threatened at all. But notice I still have lots of magic, and I still have an herb. So when my experience gets a little bit higher, then maybe I can go a little bit forward. Now I missed that guy going down there, and that lets me pin him there. If you find that easier, it's not that big of a time loss. And we always want to kind of top off our health here. But if you hit him to the right, then he kind of lines up for you, generally moving to the left. Hit him that time, not sure why. So when they were moving up and down, I knew they weren't going to run into me, as long as I was mashing properly. And you can see that I'm not taking that many risks here. But I'm out of magic, so I need to slow down. And one way to slow down and still keep it safe is you can kind of do this and charge your level 2 fire sword. And they die really fast. It is slower to do this, but it's way safer. So if you're like, I just want to finish a run, I want to go for sub-hour, what can I do? What tiny things can I do that make me not die here? Because this is where I always die. You can use a level 2 sword charge. Then you don't need to worry about your mana. You don't have to worry about medical herb. So now that we've leveled up, we go to Nadair's Inn. We're going to use the inn again because we want to fill up all of our mana. So equipped our Sword of Wind and Rabbit Boots only. So now we have our Sword Glitch again, or the Fire Sword, and we have our Rabbit Boots. Now we can't open up our menu again, so it's very important we don't get hit. You want to line up here with this smiley face, and you can just kind of stand and stab, and you'll hit them, and then you can jump over them. So here's another potential spot where you can take damage. You want to wait for them to move, and then you can walk past them. Occasionally some others can spawn. So this is a pretty easy grind. You just get to level 2, down, left, and let go of B. That's it. Down, left, and let go of B. Then up and right. Moving in a triangle. So what I like to do is I will watch the bottom, and that will show me if I am at level 2. I don't like to rely on timing or audio cues. Purely a visual thing for me. I used to try to use audio cues, but I would always mess it up. But Kelbesk can be very, very scary, so we do not want to take any damage. We want all of our health. We are happy to have kept our herb. Because if Kelbesk is mean, there's nothing much you can do about it. You just have to kind of tank him. Even at the highest level of play, it's just kind of hope. Hope he plays along. Left. So the rest of this area is going to be very much positioning based, and it's something that you would just have to practice. But the same general rules apply. Just kind of hug the edge, take the shortest distance between any points possible, and don't move diagonally unless you have to. You can use the rabbit boots to jump over enemies. It can be faster than like moving diagonally around them. Oh, and to clarify, when I say don't move diagonally unless you have to, that doesn't mean don't move diagonally ever. It just means only move diagonally if that's the shortest distance between two places. So I am aiming for level 7 right now, which is 1200 experience. A little bit fast. Alright, so we got our level up. So I'm just kind of hugging this wall, and I jump just in case that guy tries to move in front of me. And I jump at that corner, and I should be able to move through there no problem. So here, I will just try to hug the wall and jump. Now this soldier can be a little tricky, so you might want to wait a little bit, because like, you gotta be really close to that to trigger it. And you can always go down and hang that wide, and you can just jump to get past all of those guys. Now there's a brown soldier that can spawn here sometimes. If he does spawn, you can just jump over his sword swing. Here, you gotta be kind of fast with that, because he can hit you from the top there. I like to charge before I move through these doorways. It's a habit of mine. So we have our key to the prison, and we're going to be moving on to Kelbesk. You can charge to level 1 here for safety. I used to do it all the time, I don't do it anymore. Here, you just let go, it goes ding, and then that guy can't hit you even if you're slow to jump. So once you get here, wind sword, refresh, key to prison. Actually, let's not do the key to prison. That's something that I do, but it can be a little bit risky. So here you want to move to the top, and you just kind of stand in front of him and mash, and he will walk into you. Very easy to kill him that way. If you chase after him, then you'll almost always run into him. But when he hits a wall, like, he will always bounce off of that wall. He moves randomly, but you always know he's going to turn around and move another direction when he hits a wall. So if you move up to the top, then you get to be very lucky. So we're going to go to the end and fill up everything here. But if he moves up to the top, you can get very lucky. And you generally want to do most damage when he's stomping like that. Now, we do not kill those Care Bears, the green guys, and we avoid these guys You can kill both of those groups with the wind sword. I do it in the world record because it's just marginally faster. And this little tapping thing I do does not save all that much time. It's just a small bit of time over the course of a run. Maybe a few seconds at most, if you do it right. You walk all the way up here, and I just hold my controller like this, and you can just mash A and B. Now here, the main goal is don't get hit. No matter what, everything else, don't get hit. So I am hanging by the far wall, so I'm far away from all of them. And this is a very dangerous section here. These guys can very easily hit you. Don't be afraid to just stop. I like to hang on the right wall here and then just kind of watch that guy. He hits me a lot. So now we have the wind sword and paralysis equipped. And you're going to want to use paralysis on basically every single one of these guys. Oops, I'm looking. So we got hit once, you can get hit 3 times. And so see how slow it is just like doing that stop movement? It's way faster to just pin them against the wall if you're not willing to like push them. So just kind of paralyze and pin. If you get lucky and they freeze, you can just pin them, or if they're already against a wall, you can pin them. So I didn't do a safety that I'm going to show you in just a little bit. And here you see that I've been paralyzing all of these guys, and it's making it almost impossible for me to get hit because they're all paralyzed. But I was stupid and I got too close. So I switched to refresh, and now I'm switching back to paralysis. So the entire goal here is to have enough health to where they won't kill you in one hit. That's the entire goal. And like I can do this grind much faster, but I want to show you what it's like to do this and being very careful. So we're out of mana, but we're almost at 1500, which is what we want. So we got our 1500, we can use our last pair of work boots and go back to Portoa. And now, before I go to the inn, I'm going to show you, you can go to this armor shop, and this bronze armor and this platinum shield is free. And this bronze armor is 600, which means you can do this. And buy the platinum armor for 600, and the shield for free. So as long as you have 600 gold, then you can get that. We're going to stay here at the inn, and now we need to have 1 magic herb, or medical herb, which we already have, and we need to buy work boots, 6 of them. If for some reason you run out of money, you can always do the work boot glitch to keep them. So you really only need 1 pair of work boots, it's just faster to buy 6. So now we want to kill all of these green things that appear. We've got some despawns, but that is okay. We just need to be level 8 before we enter that cave. Now you can see that I've lost a ton of time here. Like that Medusa grind was super slow. Okay. Because you can speed up after that Medusa grind because there's not too much else that's going to be killing you. So now we need to kill a few more things. These guys can poison us. We still have our antidote, so we're fine, but you notice that I was just stopping, so I didn't get poisoned. Now here, you want to pin these guys against the wall. And normally I push these things, but don't be afraid to just switch to the Sword of Fire. You don't have to be fancy. We're just trying to pin these against the wall. Now those guys might paralyze you, and that's really bad. But if you do get paralyzed, then you need to walk into these enemies to let them poison you, and that removes the paralysis. So you don't need a lysis plant, really. You'll notice that I am just kind of stopping and starting when I'm hitting these guys, trying to reduce the possibility that I'm going to get hit. It's much slower than what I normally do. I like to charge a level 2 here and then hit that guy. But by the time you push him to the wall, he's dead. But you can see, I haven't lost all that much time. So now, Wind Sword and Ball of Water, and we're going to do a different Warp Boots glitch. Once you see those lines, you reset, press B, and then start to get rid of the Warp Boots field. Now I'm going to press B and you're going to hear eh. That was me trying to use the Warp Boots. And that allows me to stop one extra menu. Here, you want to line up with the dolphin, turn on the medical herb. Once you get the shell flute, go back to Portoa, and now we're going to get the fog lamp. So I like to just charge here. You don't have to worry about killing anything here, so you can stop and kill stuff so it doesn't hit you. But just don't get poisoned. So I have paralysis equipped here, and this is a really good safety strat for these guys because you don't want to be paralyzed. You can paralyze them instead. So that's not that much of a time loss, especially if you might get paralyzed normally by them. So here, there's going to be a mushroom there, but you're going to stay on the ball of wind here. Do it all the time. You walk up to this, and that allows you to just keep moving while the explosion is happening. It's one of the few places in the game you can do that. So we have recovered, and we have a lot of magic here. So you can stand to be a little risky here. So we got all the despawns, which is not great, but we should be fine on experience. If we're not, I can show you what to do. But we should be fine. So we're still paralyzing these guys, and now we are at the right level. And because I'm using Paralyze, I'm not really getting hit by anything. Just stuff I run into. Once you kill that, change to the Sword of Water. And you notice I didn't kill that spider, I just kind of moved on. And the reason why is you don't need that much experience, you just need about 300. Once you get here, Fire Sword, Fog Lamp, Warp Boots, and we're doing the same warp glitch. Wait for the lines. And now you can use the N here. And this will fill up everything. Most of the time you won't need to, but you can. So we give him the Fog Lamp, and now we're on a boat. And we are about 3 minutes shy from world record. So this is like 57:30 pace. That's still well below an hour. So I hit select, and I always equip refresh and the shell flute. And the reason why is that sometimes I don't use the N, I like to use refresh to fill up my health. And you notice that I unequipped the shell flute once I was on this dolphin, and the reason why is the shell flute, it checks every time like, should I use this? Should I use this? Should I use this? Every time you press the B button. I'm lining up. I'm lining up here and moving straight up. That'll take me to the cave I need to go to. So these jellyfish, they're sneaky. This guy especially. You don't want to get poisoned by them. I forget how much mana refresh takes. I think it's like 24. But this is something that you just need to practice. What I like to do, just kind of as a spacing guide, is I look at the blue water and I compare that to my player sprite. So this guy up here, I just move to the edge of this blue water and I can stab him. And that helps me a ton with not getting hit by that top one. He's the one who always gets me. We're just entering and exiting. If you're in the fog lamp cave and you get to the end and you haven't leveled up, do the enter-exit trick in the last area, and there's 2 spiders that can spawn there, and you can just kind of move left and right. The dragons, whoops. The dragons don't give you anything special. It's like inexperience. But the spiders give you quite a bit. But once you level up, these guys die a little bit faster. If you're wondering why one person's grind is faster than another, even though you feel like you're doing the same thing, it's how fast you're moving after you kill these guys. Yeah, like, I'm exiting the cave, re-entering, and all the enemies respawn. Oops, I was poisoned because I tried to move too fast. If you're poisoned, immediately use recover. And you'll just have recover equipped, because if you don't immediately use recover and then you like get hit twice for some reason, now you have to use recover and then use refresh, and then you'll probably have to go back to recover again to heal your poison. This is a very boring grind, but you want to just keep killing these jellyfish until you're level 11. If for some reason you enter here with less experience than you need, or more experience than you need, you can leave once you get level 11, and don't stop killing the jellyfish until you do. There is a very common experience amount that allows you to level up by killing the squid octopus monster thing, up by where we're going to be doing the fake flight glitch. But I wouldn't recommend it. It's a little bit faster, but not by much. Maybe a second? And sometimes he despawns and ruins your day. I don't recommend it. We're level 11, and we just forget that jellyfish bit. Now, once I leave there, I need to remember, burn off my spell. To kill this guy, their way, we have to do this glitch. I get on second try, which is pretty good. Second try is pretty good, but it just takes practice. You have to run in there and then jump the opposite direction, and it's frame perfect. So we talk to Stom, go to the end to fill up our magic and health. Now we equip the paralysis and love pendant. Insu says, shoot. Oops. Once we get change, sword of water, ball of water, warp boots, grease a plant, change. It's the longest menu in the game, but you can do it very, very quickly. So here, once you go to Bryn Mawr, we are going to cross that water bridge that we could never cross before. You always want to walk directly up next to it so you can walk just a little bit longer before the camera stops. And just walk like to this crack here, and then change into the girl. Walk in, select, select, just like with the opal statue. Once you get this, just kind of move around the outside. And then immediately, warp boots again, swan. You're going to do that same warp boots glitch. The early one that changes your position. So we're just continuing through the game as normal at this point. Here we're setting our Goa warp point. There's an inn up there that you can get into if you really need to for some reason, but you shouldn't need to. You should use the inn and swan. Now we still have the warp boots equipped, so we're pressing B and then start to cancel out of that screen, just like we did in Portoa. And all of this, like warp boot glitch and leaving warp boots equipped and things like that, it's all just saving tiny bits of time that add up. So here, once you get to this edge, turn to Stom, and you get between them, you turn off. You can go to the inn if you want. Each inn stay is anywhere between 5 and 12 seconds, depending on where you do it. Here, we're finally going to get the good armor, and we want to buy as many magic rings as we can. They cost 800, but the medical herb costs 180. So it says we have too many already because we have this antidote here, so I'm just going to drop it. Yeah, just location. So we got our key to Styx, and we use our warp boots that we already had equipped and go back to Shiren. And here, you can equip these. I'm just going to get rid of this armor here. And if you need to, you can equip Refresh, but you shouldn't need to. But I'm turning off Change just because you might accidentally press A and you're already in the menu, so why not? Not a huge time difference. Now, if possible, we want to kill one of these green guys, and you might want to use Paralysis here. You can do that, and then he can't poison you. You don't need to use Paralysis, like 99% of the time he's not going to be a problem, but every once in a while something goes wrong. So we killed our slime, and we killed our flail guy, and that lets us skip one of the Burt grinds. I'm going to stay on the top here. Those slimes won't hit you as long as you're staying along the top. Once you get here, get a key and barrier, and you want to charge to level 2 because it's free. And now we get the Burt grind, and there's lots of ways you can do the Burt grind that are various levels of speed. I'll show you the easy way. So I let go a little bit early. So you turn off your magic, so you have warp boots, and you press B to make your sword come out, and then A down. That. Then you just move to the wall, and you kill him. And that's it. Whoops. So if this ever happens, you just hold down and up. If you exit and then re-enter, he won't hit you. But once the transition is finished, hold up. It doesn't sound like you're damaging him, but you are. So I am just doing this grind, and it's more technical than it seems, but it's also not very hard when you do it this way. Like, if you're just running to the wall, like, I do it like this, and it's a fraction faster. Don't do it like that, it's not worth it. I actually lost a ton of time in the world record because I messed it up. If I had just done it this way, then it would have been like a 54-12 or something like that. But we're going to keep doing this until we get 16,800 experience. It's a long grind. So once we get out of here, we're going to start speeding up. There's less safeties to take. But getting sub-hour shouldn't be too awful difficult if you realize like what you can do and what you can't, and you take safeties on the stuff that you can't do. Like this, I can't do the fast Burt grind like 100% of the time. So if I want to guarantee that I get a decent time, I should just come up against the wall like this. So I'm probably gonna save time on this split, maybe. So we got 16,800. Actually, we won't because I did all those extra menus and stuff. You hang on the left wall here, and don't feel too concerned about those slimes. You can just run away from them, jump over them, lots of stuff you can do. You should have plenty of magic. So you don't have to jump over him, you can just move down. Here I like to hang along the bottom, and the left wall, and then the top wall. And that's the safest route. And then this guy, probably gonna hit you. So we got it, and we lost a ton of time. We're now on 58.5 pace. So you go over to this wall. Work boots. Goa. Reset. Forgot to equip barrier. Doing the same thing here. Going back to Shiren. Now we're going to turn on our Blizzard Bracelet. Charge to level 3 and walk in. So for this fight, just walk up to the center of the room like that and let go. Wait a second after everything leaves. You shouldn't have to move unless he's moving towards you. And that's how you kill Mato. You warp back to Goa. And you can use the inn here. $300, that's steep. So, we have used the inn, we're completely full and everything, and we are going to get the power ring. Ding! Knock him out of the way. And once you get here, you want to charge to level 2. And the reason why is that there's a bug in here. If you watch my movement, I'm staying near the wall. And the moment I get a ice bridge, I start charging again. And I always want extra space on one side. I never want to be walking in the middle. And the reason why is that by staying near the edge of something, I can dodge all the way to the other side. Start charging here. And so I didn't get paralyzed, which is great. If I did, fine. I can just use here you want to equip the power ring, warp boots, and make sure you have barrier equipped. Go to Goa. Again with the teleport. And you want to turn off that. And again, you want to move to the upper left. You walk to the edge here, and you just sit and charge. You're going to wait and charge to level 2. Just hang on this wall and move straight up. And then just attack the left there. And all of these soldiers are going to give you more than enough experience. If for some reason you don't get enough experience, like you killed one less bird, a soldier didn't spawn, something like that, you might be able to kill one of those birds, but you can also just kill this guy down here. Kind of charge and kill. I'm getting all this extra experience. You shouldn't need it, but if you need to, like we just got a ton of extra experience. So you have a nice buffer. So we still have barrier equipped. And we're just going to hold down A and walk towards him. And we don't walk into him. Once we start stabbing, we let go of the D-pad. Once we get in here, we equip the Sword of Water and unequip the bracelet. That gives us level 2. Now there could be bugs that paralyze us here, And if that's the case, you're probably going to lose 10 seconds if you get paralyzed. Like, there he is. So just be prepared to stand still and let him kind of dance around you, and you move the opposite direction. As long as he doesn't zero in on you, then you're probably going to be fine. And I found if you stand still, it doesn't bother. It's like a real bug. Oh, there's a bee. Freeze. It normally comes up right around here, try to bother me again. So here, you could switch to paralysis to try to paralyze this guy, but you don't need to. Ah. There they are. So, I'm gonna go over here. We took damage there, but it doesn't matter because we're gonna get our health filled. So we want to line up here, just hold down A and mash B. Now we're gonna equip the Sword of Thunder here. There's lots of small changes you could make. That could make the Goa Fortress faster or slower. You can try to kill that bat, but you don't have to. You can just kill the spiders. You're gonna lose 8 seconds maybe to do one extra loop. I like to wait here a little bit. You can just charge to level 1 or something like that. But it ensures that these spiders appear. I walk to this corner, down left, up left when I get to the next corner. Whenever I see a projectile, I stop and I wiggle. Now, if for some reason you're like, I need another magic ring, you can do this, and then you can get it there. I actually don't have anything to get rid of. So doing a level 3 fire attack is much slower on that boss because you have to charge, and there's a lot of lag. And it's a slower kill, I think. So I would recommend the stabbing strats because she dies before she moves. So you don't even have to worry about it. So you gotta wiggle, because there's a projectile and that takes up a spawn slot. But a lot of this is just following the same movement and just acting like a robot. There's better ways to do this, but this will get you sub-hour. So now, we're gonna do something here. We're gonna go straight up. I used a magic ring there. And I'm getting a second opal statue. So this second opal statue makes it to where you basically cannot die when it comes to the tower. So follow this wall here and jump. Power to level 2. That will move towards you and you can kill it. Now here, you want to walk, and then you always want to jump. And this prevents you from getting knocked off by hitting them. So we've turned off all of our spells. And you can see that the distance that I'm jumping prevents me from falling into the hellway by running into an enemy. Just make sure that you have the rabbit boots equipped, and make sure that you don't have a spell equipped so you don't just fall off. Once you get up here, you re-equip everything. You can equip refresh to make sure that you don't die. And remember, power ring. I forget it all the time. Wait, I move a little up. Now I just move directly up, and just like the first fight, whoops, too early. So that was bad luck, but I don't like to move unless he's going to hit me. It's very hard to predict where he's going to go. Here. you want to equip this, this, and paralysis. Wiggle a little bit. And you paralyze those guys. Hit them against the wall. Touch this wall. And then normally skeletons spawn, sometimes they despawn. Okay if they do. So I like to charge to level 2 before I see the eye, because sometimes that eye causes lag. Oops. Now there's some slimes here you can kill. You just stop and charge. I don't like to worry about them all that much. I just keep moving unless they present themselves as like free and easy targets. Here we're going to turn on barrier. We want to move straight up here and just stab this guy. So now you can go all the way up here to get the storm bracelet. I skipped this, and having 2 opal statues, you definitely can, but stab strats are harder, and they have a lot of things that can go wrong. If those slimes pop up, kill them. I'm gonna walk up here and switch to the ivory statue. And we have flight, so we are equipping flight and work boots. And going back to Shiren, because we need to get, oops, we need to get the bow of the sun. And again, I'm watching my character and I'm lining up with these sprites on the ground, those little dots, and that shows me exactly how far I need to move diagonally, and I don't do it anymore. But if you're in combat, always use flight whenever you can. It's kind of like a pseudo 3D. Makes it far less likely that you're going to get hit by anything. And we have 4 magic rings and 2 opal statues, so we are set. Here you want to kind of walk to the top, and that baits that attack. If you have trouble doing that, practice. So here, walk and line up with that shadow, and he will attack up and down like that, and it will miss you. It took me forever to find that, I don't know why. So here, you can kill these guys to reduce lag, but it doesn't really matter. It's like very minor. And it only reduces lag if you grab their coins. So now we're equipping the Sword of Thunder, the Work Boots, going to Goa. So you can use the N there if you need to, and Goa. You probably won't. I'm actually gonna skip this split. We had a late clunk earlier and it looked like we had an 8-second gold there, which was not the case. But here, stop and charge. Wiggle a little bit, and you should get all 3 scorpions here. That will save time. Whenever you're killing the scorpions, use flight. Now here, you can go to the inn. If you didn't go in Goa, this is my preferred inn location as a safety. That shop up there also sells magic rings. You have some open slots, so if you wanted some extra safety, buy more magic rings there. Charge to level 1 and wiggle. And now you're going to use flight and just kind of mash. Pin these guys up against the wall if you need to, but they can't hit you while you're flying like this. Just kind of move around and do your thing. So I normally leave at 33,120. It's the fastest experience group that I've found. You can also leave at 27,000, and you have to kill a lot of extra warlocks to do that. But it's a little bit more risky. It's not much slower at all, but it's just too much risk for me. So if you're just going for sub-hour, I would suggest killing more of these scorpions than you think you need. We're at 33,120. I could just leave. We're gonna kill all these guys here. We're at 38,880. Could have actually killed one more. But this is fine. Oh, start flying, and you want to kill these guys. You can just pin them up against the wall. Push them left or right, it doesn't really matter. Nothing here can hurt you. You can be paralyzed, but it's whatever. So here, equip Sword of Water and Paralysis. Then you can kill these guys or pin them against the wall. Now you have your Sword of Thunder here. You still have the Power Ring equipped, that's very important. Now all I'm doing here is I'm pressing A and I wait like 1 beat and then I hold down left. And then I just mash B. So once you get here, equip Flight. Get that. And now hold up and A. And you don't do the constant bouncing into Azteca. You hold up and A, do the dialogue, and then you can hold down after the dialogue. So we're using our magic ring to fill everything up. We need the Bow of Moon. We don't have to switch to the Sword of Wind because we're not killing any warlocks. It's totally unnecessary for a sub-hour attempt. Now you might be looking at the time and be like, that time says 5:31. You might not get sub-hour, and that's true. I've stopped to do a lot of extra stuff, and I've taken literally every safety conceivable. But taking all of these safeties can still net you a sub-hour if Dragon 2 plays along. We'll see how that works. I'm not worried about my magic. I have so much magic in terms of magic rings and everything else. Here, I want to equip the Storm Bracelet and the Bow of Truth. I let him hit me. Use the Bow of Truth, and now I'm going to equip Barrier. Not the Oval Statue, because I'm going to use Thunder. I'm going to just come up and stab him while Thunder is going off. Now, I'm going to equip the Opal Statue here, because I might die, and I don't want that. But that makes it way less likely that you're going to die. Like using the Thunder Bracelet once before. You can't equip the Opal Statue while you do that. So here, I'm going to walk to this shadow and then move down and right, and you pin him. Once you get right to this door, you kind of bait their attacks. Now remember, we still have the Opal Statue equipped, so we can actually stab these guys and not really worry about anything. I like to charge to level 1 so I can pin them against the wall like this. You can see my health is low, but I have an Opal Statue, so I don't care. We're not switching to anything. We just walk past this guy till he shoots. Those guys are very easy to trick. So here we're charging to level 1, we pin them, and oh man, things are getting out of hand. What do? We're gonna do this, and I'm just gonna charge to level 3 here. But it didn't work. And it's because I still have the Opal Statue equipped. So all I'm doing, I'm walking to the same space over and over and over again. And so this tower can play out basically the same every time. I'm equipping my second oval statue here. If I wanted to, I could be using, what you call it? I could be using the Storm Bracelet here, but it's super slow, and I highly suggest doing save state practice of the tower. Like, just get a save state here with 2 opal statues, or even 1, and practice not using the Storm Bracelet that much. Maybe use it on floor 1, maybe on floor 3. But even if you use the Storm Bracelet, you're gonna get 1 hour 10 seconds, well, like 1 hour 11 seconds. This is pretty close with every single safety. You saw I used the N a ton when I didn't have to. But this is what I would suggest, like all of these safeties, all this general route. I don't suggest using the Storm Bracelet in the tower unless you absolutely have to. Learn to do it with stab strats. Only use the Thunder Bracelet on the purple robots if need be. The gold robots are very easy to kill with stabs. You just kind of walk in front of them and down, and they shoot in your direction. They're really slow, and you pin them against a wall while holding A with barrier. It's great. So if I hadn't stopped to like show you armor stuff and like do the orb glitch for Mount Saber or one of the dozen inns I went to, this would have been well under an hour. So I hope this shows you like what kind of safeties exist, and I hope this helps somebody. So that was my technical 1000th run. Not really a run, but just a way to kind of show you all of these safeties for a sub-hour. Sub-hour is a great goal. You do have to know the game, and you can't take all of the safeties and expect it to be free. Because I know like my movement's going to be better than most people's, and my combat's going to be better than most people's. So there are sections that I did faster that don't involve safeties. But for most people, it's just going to be all the way up to like here. If you can get past this point consistently without dying, you can get sub-hour. All right. Bam. There's the victory screen. So that is the last I'm going to play this category for like a year, at least until next April, I guess.